In this video, I'm going to teach you how to generate documents in a snap instead of having to manually input data. Whether this is a small win for your operations or an absolute game changer, you're going to be much happier when you have time back in your day and an administrative headache that no longer exists. So let's get to it. For this particular workflow, you're going to need three things. First, access to Google Docs. Then a data source. Lastly, the right document to automate. That last one might seem painfully obvious, but you know what's even more painful? Spending time on something that never gets used. Just make sure that the document is frequently updated or sent, perhaps on a regular basis. Next, make sure that it's standardized enough to edit just certain fields and keep everything else the same. At the same time, make sure that you know the variables, the things that change. You're probably updating this manually at this point. So now that we've validated everything, enter DocsAutomator. DocsAutomator is a no-code automation tool that turns data from platforms like Airtable or Notion into customized documents by using Google Docs as the template. For example, these documents that are completely filled out come from a data source that looks like this. But in order to prepare our documents for automation, we have to identify the variables to map. We already talked about that a little bit, but here's what it looks like. All of our variables are wrapped in double brackets. That tells DocsAutomator that this is something that we want to change. You can even change the image to match your client's logo, but for now, let's keep it simple and head into DocsAutomator. I started a trial plan so that if you're logging in for the first time, this is exactly what you would see. Now, I'm going to go into the automations section and create a new automation. This one was created from earlier, but I'll just hit the green button and go ahead and link my data source. I'm going to connect my Airtable account and select the basis. I'm going to search for Peak Roofing, grant access, and we're on a roll. I have an existing doc that I'm going to use and it has those curly brackets, but if you want to browse the template gallery or create a Google document from scratch, you are welcome to do that. Today, we are going to be creating a proposal. So I'll save and continue. Select Peak Roofing as my base. Primary table will be proposals. Depending on how similar your variables are to the name of the Airtable field, you can map your fields with AI, and it does a pretty good job. I'm going to save and continue. Now it's time to configure some actions after the document is created. Where do we want this to go? This completely depends on your operations, but in my case, I'm going to write it back into Airtable so that I can see it as part of an interface or an internal business app that I've got going for Peak Roofing. So I'm going to select Save PDF in Airtable. I need to make sure that I have an attachment field that exists in that table and select Overwrite Attachment because I don't want more than one proposal, I just want one. Now it's time to set up the trigger. I personally like the control of pressing a button and then generating the document. In this case, I'm going to use a button or a formula in Airtable to trigger the creation of this document. Feel free to watch this video, but it's actually really simple. All I have to do is copy this formula, head over to the right table and create a new field. It's going to be a button and we'll call it Generate PDF. Change the color to whatever you like and paste. All of the URL structure is configured. We don't have to touch it at all. So there's our button. And let's head over to DocsAutomator to run the test. We're waiting for the request. We're going to press that button. We get taken to a new page. It's going to load for a little bit. And here is our proposal filled with all of the data from Airtable. Because I'm still on that trial plan to help you get up and going, we've got the watermarks, but if we were on a paid plan, it obviously wouldn't have these logos. There it is in Airtable, written back into that field. And as I mentioned, Peak Roofing uses an interface in Airtable or an internal business app to see their proposals. And this is what it looks like. After they've generated the invoice, this is where it shows up without them lifting a finger. They don't go into Google Docs and change any information, download and re-upload. Instead, it's all right here in one place. And that's it. You've got your template set up, your data connected, and DocsAutomator doing the heavy lifting. If this is the beginning of your automation journey, there is so much more to explore. In fact, automations are just one piece of a bigger picture. We've got databases and interfaces that can really take your operations to the next level. If that's something that you're interested in, a custom business app for your internal team or external clients, we made a video on the things that you need to know before you start building custom. I'll see you over there. Thanks for watching and good luck building.